Excuse me. Hey, do you have a minute?
I'm heading somewhere. What's going on?
I just.
So, how does that initial interaction feel?
Yeah, it feels like a threat, for sure.
Why?
Because to stop the car like that, and if there's obviously two people, so one person gets out, the other one's like, you know, the one person on the sidewalk could grab this lady, take her into the car, and the driver could drive off. I wouldn't say I'm heading somewhere. I wouldn't say anything. I would just see, like, what is this guy trying to say?
Do you feel safe at the distance that you're at between the vehicle and your current position?
No, because he could come at me quick. So I would start, like, stepping back or do some sort of defensive stance.
Okay.
It's intense because there's no one around. Like, I don't see anyone else walking. I don't see anyone else in their yard. So it does make you feel a little uneasy.
Instead of engaging in conversation, taking more of a commanding role to take back control, because as soon as that person exits the vehicle and starts approaching, they currently have the control as you're assessing.
Yeah.
But you can reclaim it back quickly simply by saying, excuse me. A reasonable person will step back and say, well, I was just simply asking for directions, or, hey, can you help me out? And then you can reassess from there. So what would you say?
Yeah. Excuse me, just stay right there. What's up?
Perfect. And if you're moving and separating, creating more distance, that's what it's going to work to your advantage, but also looking for areas that you can utilize for concealment,
Right.
protection, whatever that may be.
Plan my next move.
What is the next one?
The
that you said?
grocery store one.
Okay, go ahead. Let me know what you think of that one.
Yeah, and this is adds a layer of stress because I usually have a kid in the car.
Hey there.
Oh,
So creepy.
Hi. Can I help you?
Didn't mean to startle you.
Well, you
Just
did.
wanted to ask you something real quick.
So I would definitely be super attentive, close the trunk door, make sure like everything's locked, that my child's secure, because 90% of the time I have a kid in the car. Keep my distance. And again, scan the parking lot, make sure like there's people around and there's, plan my next move.
If there was a moment where you felt as if he was closing that space and it was a little uncomfortable, you could simply just take that cart, slide it in between you and him, adds another layer of protection. You could go ahead and obviously close the trunk of the car. One thing that is very important, whether you're in and around your vehicle, whether it's at a gas station, grocery store, and especially if you do have a child in the car, to make sure that you have your keys with you and on you. Someone could easily jump right in with the keys
Yikes.
and then take the vehicle. The best thing to do is to create that distance in any way that you can. And even if obstacles are involved, you can do that. And then slowly kind of backing away to the other side of the vehicle until they address whether or not they're a threat. And again, gathering that information in
Yeah.
order to see what their true intentions are.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and dive into the third one. This one is at an ATM.
I would floor it backwards. I'd be like, nope, not stopping here.
Now, you wouldn't panic right away. You have protection. You're in your vehicle. You do have the ability to escape. Depending on the obstacles, if that's an enclosed parking lot. But in this scenario, you could just choose to leave and make it super easy.
Yeah.
Now let's go to the other ATM scenario that I pulled up. It changes the game a little bit. Let me know what you would do.
Sirens in the background already. He looks scared. It's like, what does he see though? Because we just really see an SUV pull up.
Sure.
It could be just.
But
someone-
from simplicity, don't read into it. You're at an ATM in one of those interior, obviously the bank is probably closed, and the ATM is just in the initial entryway. So from that standpoint, you're kind of boxed in. So you really have no place to go, but you see this vehicle at night pull up. They don't pull into a parking space, and they just pull into view, and you are finishing your transaction. What do you do?
Continue to see how things play out. See if anyone else is around. Get my phone out.
Okay.
Possibly to call someone.
Okay.
to deter maybe, oh, this person's on the phone. I would check for any like emergency buttons within the ATM area.
Okay.
And yeah, there's not like a major threat yet. It just looks a little suspicious.
Okay. Does it trigger you to be a little bit more aware?
1,000%, yes.
And why would you feel that way?
Because things can happen in seconds.
Okay. So in this scenario, let's say that no one exits the vehicle. So we're kind of going above and beyond what the scenario presents. If someone doesn't exit the vehicle, what is your next step in currently where you're at? Let's say you're finishing up your transaction.
Nice. Yeah, just to be hyper vigilant when I leave to go back to my car. So I would definitely try to map out my next steps so I could do it efficiently,
Okay.
not be distracted.
Let's take it another step further. Let's say that vehicle, the way that it's positioned, was boxing in your vehicle. And as you're exiting, really the option to go in your vehicle isn't an option.
I would see if there's another business open close by, maybe even a gas, if it's a gas station or restaurant, and just go there.
Now, this is a particular scenario, and the scenario is meant to kind of get those spidey senses going, because really you are boxed in, and you're in a funnel pretty much that if someone were to have ill intentions, they could easily do that. Whether or not they're going to do it at a bank with tons of cameras, probably the chances of that are lower. But if you look at this in a couple different layers, if the vehicle's just passing up, you don't know whether or not they're paying attention, or they could just be driving through the parking lot. Maybe they're on the phone, maybe they're texting. So getting a good look, or at least trying to get a good look of what is happening inside that vehicle, trying to get an idea of if you can see if the windows are open, see if there's any type of focused attention on you. If that is the case, that bumps it up a level. If they are boxing the vehicle in, then the best thing to do, like you mentioned, is look for other open places. And upon exiting, almost acting as if that isn't your car, even though that they may think that it is, make sure the vehicle is locked and try to go into another direction. But understanding that you don't want to assume that there is no threat, because a reasonable person, if they were boxing in a vehicle and there's only one person at that ATM and the parking lot is virtually empty, why would they stop behind that car? And if they did and they noticed that you were coming out,
Oh,
if
sorry.
they didn't move,
Okay,
move right away. In closing this scenario out, what would you do if someone exited the vehicle?
Yeah, I would stay in there and see kind of what plays out next. So I'd keep my distance and then either call the authorities, or if they were coming up to the building very quickly and aggressively and yelling something, then I would say it's my light, I feel threatened.
Sure.
And I would either push some sort of emergency button or call just to get some support.
Okay. I think one of the best thing that you mentioned is that you would get your phone out and at least get someone on the phone. This way you have someone else that is there that can call if necessary. Letting the person know that you're on the phone exactly where you're at, or dropping a pin, getting in the habit of that, opening up your maps, find a pin, send it to someone right away. And then this way you can kind of gather further information to see what occurs. Hopefully nothing, but it's a matter of making sure that in a situation where you have limited options, that notification is the best way possible, and to try to create separation.
Yeah.
All right, well, great. Did you find that did this add another layer of
Yeah,
awareness?
this was fun. I like talking through scenarios like this.
Well, we'll have to keep doing them.